Kev G, weather overview. Well, we have an active weather pattern to start the month of March, and we have, generally speaking, this is what we're looking at over the next 5 days. We have two fast-moving winter storms that are relatively weak in nature, but they're going to pose a threat for accumulating snow. The bigger one is Sunday night, Sunday afternoon to Sunday night, with the lesser one being tonight into tomorrow morning. And then waiting in the wings after these two systems goes by is a bitter Arctic air mass poised to plunge into the lower 48 states, and this Arctic air will be felt by Tuesday into Wednesday across the tri-state area. We will barely be above freezing both of those days, and for the beginning of March, that is some 10 to 15 degrees below normal. So very significant winter weather to begin the month of March. There is no question about it. It is an active weather pattern, and this is courtesy of NOAA. Like them on Facebook and Twitter. Now, the information on the right of the slide is old news. We had that this morning with a surprise snowfall. But tonight we have another system working through, and I have a little bit of hope here for this system that most areas will see an accumulating snow. If we look off to the south, off the Penn State Ewald site, we have rain building in Virginia and the Carolinas, and this rain is going to slowly creep north, and the air mass is cold enough initially for snow for everywhere across the tri-state area. So snow is going to break out between probably midnight and 2 to 3 a.m., and this snow could become heavy at times. The further south you go, especially along the south shore of Long Island into New Jersey, that's where snowfall amounts can be less due to the fact that there can be some mixing to sleet and possibly some plain rain at times. But I think for overall, if you're on the North Shore of Long Island, if you're in northern parts of New York City, if you're in Connecticut, southern Connecticut and points north, this is liable to be a solid 2 to 4 inches of snow as you wake up on a Saturday morning. If you have early activities planned, look for everything to be pretty much covered, a light covering of snow, as it were. This is a fast-moving system, but definitely one to keep an eye out for. And it looks like I'll be trying to stay up a little bit late tonight to try to catch some of this. So let's take a look at the evolution of all this. If we look at the NAM model, it has a pretty good idea of where the actual precipitation is now, and as we go through the night, snow will break out between midnight and 4 a.m. It'll become heavy at times, and then temperatures close to the coast, they're marginal. So that's why the model doesn't really know exactly how long the snow is just pure snow. So for that reason, if you're on the South Shore, you just have to think in general terms. That is on Long Island, you have to think in general terms that if you see 2 to 4 inches forecast, try to expect at least 2, and perhaps not 4. The areas on the North Shore might get 4 inches because they stay with these snow longer. Now, you see how fast the system moves. This is by 7 or 8 a.m., and it's off the playing field. That's why southeast Connecticut, I think, has a shot at maybe even more than 4 inches of snow, because they seem to hang on to the precipitation the longest. You see that well into the morning, areas well to the east over Connecticut and Massachusetts, they're still snowing. But this is a fairly innocuous system. It's a little bit stronger than I thought it would be maybe 60 hours ago, but nonetheless, it's a fast mover, and we wait for the more important storm to come in for Sunday afternoon. Now, this storm has the potential to bring probably double the amounts of what we see with the first storm. Now, the timing of this is by Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, between maybe 4 and 7 p.m., another band of snow breaks out across the area, and we'll just have to really fine-tune. Where does the rain-snow line end up? It may be a situation where New York City and Long Island are a battle zone, or they might just be north of the rain-snow line. It is going to be that close of a call. My gut feeling is that this is a 4 to 8 inch type of snowstorm. I think the areas that do well tonight, relatively speaking, or end up with around 4 inches of snow tonight, they're the ones that stand the best chance to get in on the heavy snow for Sunday night into Monday. But again, the same kind of issues that we're dealing with the first storm, we're dealing with the second storm. The rain-snow line, and also the temperatures, which are marginally cold for snow, particularly at the coast. I think southern Connecticut can do very well with this storm. We're talking about still the Sunday night into Monday storm. Now, as far as the timing of all this is concerned, it looks like by 7 a.m., most of the precipitation on Monday is long gone. And then the next weather situation that we have to wait for, the next significant weather event for next week, comes in the form of that Arctic air mass for Tuesday into Wednesday. So more updating for me to be doing. That will have to come either tomorrow night or Sunday morning, but another update will have to invariably be done as this is a complicated weather situation. And for right now, just stay tuned and we'll keep an eye on it together. And I'll have more to say as we go along through the weekend. But a stormy, active weather pattern to start March is in the offing.